Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Muslim Canada. It is. It's ain't Canada, not the Canada I grew up in. Don't get me wrong. I got no hate for nobody, but the truth is still the truth, no matter how you try to define it or digest it. It's the truth. This country is not what it was when I left. God bless anybody that comes and listens to this message. I want to talk about the design changes that have occurred, not only here in Canada, because, yeah, it has come to a point now where being a Christian is one of, if not the most hated thing you can be in life. I never thought that day would come. I never imagined it, but here we are. It is very difficult and saddening to the heart to see the type of disrespect and hate that people have for Jesus Christ, the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. There is no other way to the Father but through him. And to be able to deliver that message, even in love, is a very tough message to deliver in these days. This is why I am in the conclusion that we now have to deliver it in behavior. And if we are receptive in behavior, if we are received in behavior, the dialogue can probably be opened up. But in most cases, people do not want to hear about Jesus Christ. That name is not well received by people in this country. And I'm sure that's the case in a lot of other people's countries as well. So how do we as Christians stand strong in our faith, be a voice of reason and understanding, preach the gospel, tell the truth, and be in joy and peace all in one breath? How do we do that? Well, the answer, again, is your behavior. How you talk to people is not necessarily the most important part at this point in delivering a message of truth. It's how you behave. So if you're behaving aggressively, I promise you, you're not going to be received. If you're behaving in anger, I guarantee you, you're going to be rejected. The only way that you can be received in these days is to pull back a bit and to observe your surroundings and observe the situation you're in. And come into it with love, but come into it with a behavioral love. I've said this before, nowhere in the Bible does Jesus Christ say, I love you to anybody. Not one person. But yet he says to love as he loved. And so what I would assert is that what he means is behave in love. Walk into a room with love. Greet people with love. Not I love you, but in the behavior of love. It's very spiritual. It's very deep. And I don't think a lot of Christians understand how important that is. That message all in itself, to love as he loved, takes a little bit of study, some understanding, and some stepping back from some of the old school Christian methods that worked back in their day, but are not going to work in these days. You see, things have changed. We're at a different level, a different standard. And I've talked about levels many times. I'm not going to get into the levels, but I am going to talk about the fact that we are not in the same times that we were. And so we have to be appreciative of the changes, but at the same time, we have to understand how to react and respond as a Christian to the same people that hate him here in this world, here in this country, and I'm sure yours. I've just learned to be able to just kind of sit back, relax, observe, pay attention, and speak less and sit quietly. I come out here quite often, and a lot of the older generation come out here and sit, but I don't really talk to them. If they approach me and ask me, something, I'll answer them. I'm always polite. I just spoke to an elderly woman in a scooter, an elderly scooter. She was complaining about her meds, this, that, and the other, and I expected that's why she stopped, that she wanted to complain about something. And I listened and was very calm and very kind to her and tried to give her some decent advice, encourage her. And she asked my name, and I gave it to her. We shook hands. And I've seen this woman out here probably 20 times and never spoke to her. But I do know that they wonder who I am because I'm kind of new on the scene. So I haven't spoken to any of them. Some of them nod and smile and, give me a good morning or a good afternoon. But I haven't opened up dialogue with any of them for the reason being is that I'm listening to them and I can already hear by their language and by their behavior that they're absolutely 100% not the type of Christian that I would call a Christian, even if they are or aren't. I don't know. A lot of swearing, a lot of talking about other people, a lot of anger, just behaviors that are not becoming of a Christian. And so I try to have that behavior that I'm becoming of a Christian and loving, kind, very quiet, very, very personable, but at the same time, very personal in that I stay to myself and I don't get caught up in a lot of what is going on in this country. In the Dominican Republic, I was well received, well known, well appreciated, and I'm hoping well liked. I would go into certain barrios and everybody would yell my name, Randy, and they were very happy to see me. Here it's a much different situation. I think people are very angry. I think people are very selfish. And I think people are very hurt. They're lost in a great way in this country. And again, that's very sad for me. But at the same time, I don't hold it against the people because I know where that's coming from. It's coming from the indoctrination and the hate that is driven through the television, the radio, the music, the media, movies, video game. I mean, you name it. It is coming from every single absolute device and direction possible to be able to indoctrinate the mind. And so I understand the brokenness is not coming from what they were created to be, but what they have become in living in and of the ways of this world and not aligning to Jesus Christ. You see, there are two ways your soul can go. Your soul can go in and of the ways of the world, or your soul can go directly to that of which you were designed and purposed to be. There is a blueprint that Jesus Christ wrote for your life, and that's why he says, I am the life, I am the way, I am the truth. Nobody gets to the Father but through me. And that's 100% accurate in that if your spirit is given life, your spirit knows what it has been written into in that it would be living in a life of Christ, your purpose, and aligned at one with Christ. He was always at one with the Father, and that's where we need to be. We need to be at one with Christ, fully and completely, so that we can operate in the behavior of love. We can treat people in the way Christ would have treated them. People walked away from him, but don't ever forget, I think over 50 times in the New Testament, he walked away from people and said they didn't receive me. And that's okay too. You can walk away from people, but don't slam the door shut. Just quietly walk away, close the door gently. You never know when that door will be reopened. So just always remember to behave in love. Look at this Canadian pigeon. What are you doing? What are you doing, little guy? Huh? You want to say hi to me? Huh? Oh, what'd you get? That's nothing to eat, is it? Is that something to eat? I wish I had something for you. But if I give you something, all your friends are going to show up. God's creation, whether you like them or not. So yeah, that's my message today, is that we are to behave in love, show gratitude, respect, understanding, and forgiveness. Because people are broken, not by design. They are broken by the ways of this world, and they don't know it. So if you're going to preach the gospel, if you're going to interact with people, if you're going to express Jesus, do it in your behavior. Be kind, be loving, be hurtful. It's easy to be hurtful. I know a lot of people that find it very easy to be hurtful because that is the lowest hanging fruit. You got to reach higher, back to levels. The higher you reach, the closer you become at one with the Father, the closer you become at one with Christ, the closer you become in a full and complete relationship with God. But you can't do that if you have the hate of this world coming through you. Read your Bibles. Pray. Praying is your safe place. That's your absolute safe place. Worship your God. That's what you're designed to do. Worship him with all you have. Love him with every fiber of your being. Be kind and loving. Be humble in this. Okay, I hope this message reached somebody today. I sincerely hope that somebody needed to hear this. And if you did, take it and go be kind to people. God bless you guys.